Street Fighter 6 taking the fighting game community by storm ever since they showed that reveal trailer showing the game modes, the gameplay, pretty much how it looks like overall. It's just been blowing up all over, YouTube, Twitter, everybody's talking about it with actually, by the way, with a lot of positive feedback. Of course, there are some people who are going to be like, Debbie Downers, negative Nancy's, but it is what it is with every type of game. Anyways, let's talk about all the cool stuff that it brought everybody's attention, including my own, and actually is going to answer some questions that I have to be answering during my streams. And I just want to say, maybe I should just do it in a video so that it can answer all those questions right away, so I don't have to repeat them every time someone asks me. But yeah, Nick, what do you think about Street Fighter 6? And are you going to play it? And is it going to convince any of you guys to want to play in the future? Well, let's get started. So first of all, as you can see, just from the look of it itself, the gameplay looks good, it looks smooth, it looks fun, it looks downright gorgeous. It makes me want to say, hey, can I get a turn to play this game? And it makes me super excited, and a lot of people are excited to try it out themselves when it comes out in 2023. And of course, if you want some detailed information, they have a whole website up dedicated for Street Fighter 6 online. All you have to do is one Google search, you're gonna find the site very easily. So first thing that a lot of people were very happy about, including myself, is that Street Fighter 6 is going to be available for all platforms: PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, and Steam. Now I know what you're thinking. If everybody has access to this game, but are we going to be able to play with each other? Is there going to be crossplay included? And right here, with a simple search, according to journalistic sources such as IGN.com, who are very famous or infamous for what they write. Right here, they have highlighted, and from a tweet from Maximilian Dude himself, it's saying it's confirmed from the devs directly, Street Fighter 6 will have crossplay. That means, guys, the fact that it's going to be available for all platforms and have crossplay, all you have to do is just pick one, either console or PC, to purchase this game on, and then you can play with everybody. Everybody has access to this game, everybody gets to play with each other. That's already a double thumbs up for me. And of course, a big question besides if we're gonna all be able to play is it gonna have rollback netcode? And of course, from the devs themselves and questions being asked, and of course in other articles, Street Fighter 6 will have rollback netcode. So yes, it's gonna be a good experience, and you can experience this game with everybody on any platform that you so choose. So you really don't have to spend that extra penny on getting another console or getting another PC just to get the game. Whatever you got, whether it's a PlayStation, Xbox, or a PC, you can get the game and you can play with anybody on wherever, whenever, on rollback netcode. So another triple thumbs up right there. So as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be available in 2023, and with the pattern of Street Fighter games being released, for a very long time, most likely it's going to be February. So February 2023, mark your calendars. Again, it's not confirmed yet, but that's just our best guess. So now, important thing to go over is the fighting ground, or pretty much how is this game gonna play? What is this gonna play on? How is it gonna be like? What are the mechanics? How is this gonna differ from every other Street Fighter that came before it? So the biggest system is these two words, the drive system. So the drive system, something that's completely new to Street Fighter games. It's what's going to involve this bar that's right below your health bar here, this green bar that's split into multiple sections right here, as you can see, zoomed in picture right here. This is going to be the universal mechanic that's going to be unique to Street Fighter 6. The drive system has 5 things that is used with the drive gauge, and it's very detailed here, and I actually like the detail they put into this. So let's start with the first one, drive impact. So apparently drive impact is that pretty much that focus attack where you charge up, you see the ink around you, you absorb a hit or 3. Apparently it's been confirmed that it can absorb up to 3 hits, otherwise you get hit out of it. And apparently you hit your opponent, it stuns them. So that's pretty cool. So it's a whole focus attack that's utilizing your drive gauge, and apparently the drive impact costs 1 bar of drive gauge, or 1 bar of it. Now we have the most talked about system here, the drive parry. So apparently this drive parry system, it's where you hold the parry button and then it automatically parries while it continuously drains the drive gauge, and every time you parry something, it recovers a bit of that drive gauge. So actually, holding the drive parry button, you get put into the stance, you automatically parry, and depending how many hits you parry depends on how much gauge is refilled. Now to answer one obvious question, apparently people are asking, is this gonna, you know, just like be like easy mode parry, then you automatically counter or whatever? Apparently if you do the normal or auto parry, I like to call it, apparently when you use it, you get out of the parry stance, it's a 17 frame recovery. So that means after you parry, you get out of the parry stance, it's gonna take you a bit of time to recover first before you can even attack. So yeah, it's not gonna be auto parry, you attack right away. Apparently you have to go back to neutral. The only time you're gonna be able to, you know, parry somebody and then attack right afterwards is if you do a perfect parry, and a perfect parry, well, that's hard enough to do as it is. Parries can start up in 1 frame, but they require 17 frames of recovery. Regular parry gives you limited options due to recovery. Perfect parry active in frames 1 through 3 is a big punish. You can punish parries by throws when active or during recovery with strikes. Risk reward as it should be. So as I mentioned earlier, details about the drive parry, as you can see, the auto parrying is not easy to win, scrub tactic, comeback mechanic type of thing. It actually has balance to it. You can auto parry, but you can't get much out of it. But if you perfect parry, well, that's when you get the big stuff. You know, and perfect parry is not easy to do. So when you do something that's super risky, very difficult to do, you get big reward, just the way a fighting game should be. Next is a simple concept. It's just the overdrives. Overdrives is pretty much just the EX versions of stuff. EX this, meter burn that. Your regular special attacks, you know, your Hadouken, your Tatsumaki, your Shoryuken, you use the overdrive or the EX, you know, button, and then it will, you know, cost 2 gauges of drive meter, and then you'll do an EX version of the move. Simple as that, right? Now this one actually is the thing that really got me interested. It's the drive rush. Any mechanic in a game that utilizes a unique movement mechanic, I'm always interested. So apparently the drive rush, it's where you rush in with that kind of, you know, effect around you, that green effect while you're moving, and you rush forward, you know, really quickly from apparently either the drive parry or from a normal, and then you just close in on your opponent really quickly. So that's pretty cool right there. And it uses 1 if it's right after a drive parry, so 1 bar of drive gauge if it's right after a parry, or 3 bars of drive gauge if it's right after a normal. So definitely some utilization with that. So you got to be creative with that. So I like that. Anything in a game that involves movement, I like it. I mean, I love ninjas, I love characters that move fast, and I love games that will be able to have you utilize movement with a character. Yes, I know I play Mortal Kombat 11 and use Noob Saibot. He's one of the slowest characters in the game in regards to movement, but still, I play Guilty Gear, I play Chip, very, very fast character. So, you know, Street Fighter 6, you can use anybody and you can utilize this movement. I'm all for it. And then lastly, we have drive reversal. It's literally pretty much the get off me, get back move. Like if somebody's pressuring you. So if somebody's pressuring you, you use drive reversal. It apparently causes you to like hit them, push them back. You know, you can just use the drive reversal to get off of you, and it requires 2 bars of drive gauge, and now, you know, you're back to neutral. So I like that mechanic. So pretty much utilizing all of these things, the entire drive system, it's gonna definitely change the neutral game. Street Fighter 6 was already a very footsie heavy, neutral heavy game, and with the drive system, it's definitely gonna add another layer to your neutral game. So I'm super excited for that. So another controversial topic that has been on the lips of a lot of fighting game players, both positive and negative, quiet and vocal players, it's the control types, the modern versus classic. So as you can see, the modern type controls, you have only a light attack, a medium attack, a heavy attack, and a special move. And then of course you have the buttons for the drive system, and even have an auto combo button right here, where you hold this button and you press the other buttons, and then, you know, you get an automatic combo. And then the dreaded picture that everybody has been being vocal about is a single button Hadouken. So yes, a single button special, guy. You can just do one of the most common special moves out there, spam it out, just pressing 1 button instead of doing a whole motion input. And of course, depending on what direction you press with the special move, you get a different type of special attack. It's very similar to Smash Bros type, where you have the, you know, neutral special, back forward special, and down special. And even your supers are going to be easy inputs. So depending on what direction you input, whether it's neutral or forward, back, down, and then pressing a combination of buttons, you get an automatic easy super art. And then, as I mentioned before, you have the assisted combos, or the auto combos, where you hold the auto combo button and you press either light attack, medium attack, heavy attack. You get all these combos, and then depending on which one you press depends on what it ends. It either ends with a super or a level 3 super. Then of course we have the one that everybody knows and loves. It's the classic style controllers where you have 6 attack buttons of light punch, light kick, heavy kick, medium kick, and then a combination of other buttons for you to do your stuff like your throws, your parries, and your impacts and whatnot. And of course it utilizes the typical motion inputs, you know, quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, Z motion forward, half circle back, half circle forward, all that stuff. The stuff that we know requires a good level of discipline and practice to execute, and it's what people will gauge you on your skill level in terms of a fighting game. Now this little thing, I was actually really, you know, laughing about this, but then laughing not in a way where I'm making fun of it, but laughing the fact that we have something that we didn't even ask for, but it's kind of cool. It's the real-time commentary. There is a whole video on it. You can check on YouTube. I'm not going to go through it right now because I'm just going to go through it really quick, but pretty much it's a live AI commentator who's actually commentating the entire fight while you're actually fighting. So it's both cool and annoying, but again, there's a lot of applications for that. But since the game's not even out, we won't even talk about it or go in depth with it. I'm just letting you know there's something like that in this game. So I thought it's actually, you know, kind of silly but nice at the same time. So for all of you single mode content lovers out there, apparently there is a kind of a story mode into this game. It's called the World Tour, where you have this one character, you make him, you go around the city. It's very similar to, you know, Conquest mode for those of you who play Mortal Kombat games, especially who know about Mortal Kombat Deception and Armageddon, where you have one character, you go around the entire universe of the game and study the lore, the characters, all the dialogue. So this is a nice feature for all of those single player content lovers, including myself. Don't worry guys, I am not shy with, you know, going to, you know, single player mode every now and then. Yes, I know I play online and I go competitively and I do a lot of multiplayer and whatnot, but even I can appreciate a good single player mode. You know, I do play RPGs as well, okay? So having a single player mode in a fighting game is actually something that is needed, because remember, there is also the casual fan base and not everybody wants to go online, study frame data, look at all the matchup knowledge and everything and whatnot, you know, go to Evo, go to, you know, Combo Breaker and become the next champion. Not everybody does that, okay? Very small percentage actually. But the player base that's mainly casual, they also want to have some single player content, something they can enjoy the game by themselves in peace. And I think World Tour mode is going to be a really cool feature for Street Fighter 6. So now some nitty and gritty stuff, details that, you know, I will go over for you guys so you guys won't have to search them for yourself. But some things I did want to point out that people have been asking and been concerned with, and it actually did catch my attention. So of course you can see here, my source of this information is from Maximilian Dude, because there were other players out there who actually went to this event. They got to try out the game hands-on, you know, for an hour or two. And of course, not everybody was able to make it to the event. I definitely couldn't make it to the event because I'm in a completely different country. I'm in Asia. I'm in the Philippines. I couldn't go to this awesome event, but you know, it is what it is. And I got to see them upload some gameplay. It's on YouTube, and also they did a lot of Q&A answering questions that people were concerned with, especially through Twitter. So it's good to see that Twitter is more of an informative source rather than a cesspool of negativity for once. So the first thing I want to point out here is where Maximilian Dude said, game naturally feels like it wants to focus on offensive defensive balance of the drive gauge instead of longer combos. So pretty much he's talking about like it's not really like a super long combo heavy game like, you know, other games are. It's more of like, you know, again, single hit, footsie, heavy neutral game, very similar to Third Strike. And one more thing that Max pointed out here to answer the question of how did it feel playing the game, he said, for sure a lot of Third Strike-ish interactions in this game. Doesn't feel like 4 or 5. Game feels super heavy at start, but started to open up a bit with more familiarity. So a first-hand example we can see here, this is the actual, you know, Street Fighter Third Strike game. This is a tournament that just happened at Frosty Fausting, you know, a couple months ago. As you can see, like there's not really that much like combo heavy stuff here. It's really a lot of neutral happening here, you know, a lot of like, you know, single hit stuff, pokes, you know, footsie, grounded footsie, and heavy neutral game. And that's really what Max was trying to get at here, is that Street Fighter 6 felt like a lot of this, where there's a lot of footsies happening, a lot of neutrals happening, and the most you can get out is maybe like 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 hits in terms of a combo, you know. And right here, even Third Strike right here, you know, this is high level play, tournament level play already, and you can see only 1 or 2 hits are happening every time. Maybe you can get a full combo if you like do a crazy parry like the Daigo parry and then ending with like, you know, a combo into a super, but that's just very, very rare. Majority of the game, as you can see, it's a lot of footsie, a lot of grounded stuff right there. See, maybe getting a raw super in after a hard read. That's where you get your damage in here. So Street Fighter 6 feeling a bit more third strike-ish. It's actually a good thing for me. It's going to be a little bit new for those who are used to like combo strings, but those who have played games like, you know, Third Strike are going to be very much at home when they play Street Fighter 6 from the looks of it. So of course, one more thing I wanted to point out is the leak roster. So as you can see, the roster right here is available. It's been confirmed by Capcom. This is the roster that's going to be available on release for Street Fighter 6. I'm not sure if that's going to be the true design of everybody, but this is definitely who is going to be in it right now. So far, we've seen Cammy and some leaked footage. Kimberly, you know, in like a little screenshot with the trailer. But yeah, the only thing I can say here is I'm kind of, you know, a little sad that we don't have, you know, a known ninja here. Maybe some of these newer characters that we've never seen before could be ninja-like, but we don't know. The only thing I'm hoping for is really for Ibuki to be in the game. I'm definitely gonna main her, or a new generation ninja. I definitely would welcome a new generation ninja because we have new generation characters. Hopefully part of that new generation is a new generation ninja. But other than that, I've been trying to do this new thing, you know, especially with DNF Duel coming out in a couple of weeks. I want to main the entire roster. Well, main or at least master the entire roster. I want to be able to play everybody in the entire game. I'm going to flesh out the game for its entirety. So with DNF Duel being my first game that I'm going to play everybody, Street Fighter 6, I'm also going to play everybody when this game comes out. So overall, my thoughts and feelings about the game, I can only say in just like a few words, is I cannot wait. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be big. And, you know, I hope to see you guys playing it as well, because I want to be able to play with you guys as well and have fun with you guys. I'm definitely going to use everybody, try out everybody, and crossing our fingers, there's going to be some form of ninja in the game, whether it's Ibuki or whether it's going to be a new generation ninja. Anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts and opinions and speculations on Street Fighter 6 before it comes out in 2023. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Thanks to all the members of the Nitro Ninjas. It's your Grandmaster NikkNitro. Stay awesome, my ninjas.